everyone, our topic today is gold price prediction, and we will talk from these 5 parts. First of all, let me introduce some main factors that affect the price of gold. Firstly is about US dollar and oil price. There is a negative correlation between US dollar and gold. When the dollar rises, the price of gold rises for other currencies, which will reduce the demand and weaken the price of gold. And the price of gold is positively correlated with oil. The rising price of oil means that inflation will follow. As a store of value under inflation, the price of gold will also rise. And during the war and political upheaval, world financial crisis, and inflation period, all of them have the same situation. People target gold and an increased demand will lead to an increased price. And then let's see the local interest rate. If the interest rate in the country is high, we need to consider whether it is worthwhile to raise interest income to buy gold, especially when the interest rate in the United States rises. The dollar will be bought in large quantities and the gold price will fall. As for economy, let's assume that in a recession, when people can't even afford the basics of food and clothing, and how can they be interested in investing in gold? So that the gold price will fall. That is why the economy also influences the gold price. Gold supply and demand. For example, the application of new gold mining technology or the discovery of new mines will increase the supply of gold, and therefore the price of gold will fall. The basic analysis of gold is divided into short-term and long-term in the time period, and short-term is usually 3 months. There are many factors to basic analysis of trend of gold. When we use these factors, we should consider the strength of their respective effects, found the primary and secondary status, and influence time period of each factor. And then let's see the data collection. We use data from World Gold Council. Use web scraper to do the data collection. Here is our coding part. And we select data from 2010 to 2019. This is data visualization. And we deploy the web scraper on the VPS where it runs routinely to collect the data of gold price from Gold Price Council every day with the help of Chrome.
Now let me introduce our gold price prediction model. Very beginning, we considered to use time series model to predict the price. For the initial ADF testing, we can see the result that p-value is greater than 0.05. So the time series of gold price is non-stationary. Then we use log transformation methods to convert our data and making the calculations of moving average and moving standard deviation for the further differencing transformation. That is the key process to reduce the fluctuation of our data and make it more regular. We have used the 2 different differencing technologies to make the gold price more stationary. Well, it was good to see that all the p-value are lower than 0.05. So the model is stationary enough to do the following prediction. Here are the 3 performance graphs. For example, the PACF, actually we can see the performance is not that good. In the actual forecasting, we have indeed seen that the accuracy of our data in the time model sequence is not high. The test curve and the prediction curve in the graph are very different. We have considered about the shortage of our model. The prediction skill is not high, mainly because 2 main reasons. First is that the residue term is not periodic. What's more, data is too autocorrelated. So we try to use another model to predict the price, the linear regression for time series. The first and most common step, we preprocessed the gold price and divided it into two data sets, train and test. An explanatory variable is a variable that is manipulated to determine the value of the gold price the next day. Simply, they are the features which we want to use to predict the gold price. The explanatory variables in this strategy are the moving average for past 2 days to 60 days. In the illustration, we can see that the test value and the predicted value basically overlap, and the value of the CV score is more than 0.9, which means that model can predict the price nearly perfect.
Hello everyone, my name is Lai Zhiyue. I will introduce the push system, which takes the advantage of Wecom to push the predict gold price as a picture to users. For the basic principle of our system, we need VPS, Wecom Survey Cluster, for pushing notifications and client to build and finish the push system. Based on what we have talking about that, we got a picture of gold prediction by linear regression model. VPS will identify and send a picture like common to the Wecom survey. The Wecom survey will follow the instructions as required to send a picture to the client. Therefore, users can get a gold price focus chart on their phone. For more detail in our code, we need to get the access token of Wecom in order that the VPS can access the cluster survey. And next, we need to upload picture to cluster. The cluster will return a unique identifier for an image, its media ID. Using this kind of unique media ID, cluster will generate a push message and send it to the client. So from this picture, is the result you can get predicted gold price. Users can automatically receive the coming week price of gold. Last part is conclusion and improvement. I will summarize the whole process of our project. We got the data from World Gold Council where we from the moving average price for past 2 to 6 days period. What's more, we try to use different models, but we find that the linear regression model is most accurate to predict the gold price. Besides, our model is connected to the automatic push system, so we can get the focus price for the coming week at a fixed time in Wecom every day. Therefore, our system can be a great reference for users who want to invest gold. For the improvement of our system, in the future, we want to add focus for more investment products. For example, users can add stocks which they are interested in, so it can attract more users to use our system. Secondly, when the price of specific products below the purchase criteria, which user sets, our system will align the users that the product can be purchased. Therefore, users can more intuitively know whether they can buy the products or not. That's the end of our presentation. Thanks for your listening.